In this video, once again, I'm going to be attacking the gym community. The topic of today is how to get abs. More precisely, what not to do if you want to get abs. And this is where we have to talk about the gym community. Because what they tell you is if you want to get abs, just train more. Well, obviously, if you train more, you have higher chances of getting abs. The thing is, a lot of people train a lot and they still don't have any abs. They're trying to get abs, but they're not able to. But they're training a lot, they're doing a bunch of cardio, and it's still not working. So the answer is it's not all about just work out more. Now, the second thing that the gym community will tell you to do is to go on a calorie deficit. Well, at least here they do acknowledge and understand the benefit and the importance of nutrition to get abs, which is already a good step forward. However, they got it almost all wrong about how you actually use nutrition to get abs, to get yourself to lose weight. The thing is, if you go on a calorie deficit, yes, you're gonna lose weight, but is it sustainable? That's the question. Because most people, when they go on the calorie deficit and they basically starve themselves, at some point during the weekend, when they cannot take it anymore, they have a huge cheat day and they just eat whatever they want. They eat junk food, they just overeat, and then they lose all the progress that they've made by starving themselves during the week. The second thing that happens is because they're not getting all the nutritious factors that they need for their body to function properly, they're going to be losing their muscle mass. They're going to mess up all their hormones. They're going to have chemical imbalances in their body, which will, again, make them probably gain more weight, more fat, and make them lose muscle mass, which is not something you want, right? You don't want to become anorexic. But here's the thing, the gym community tells you to focus on the amount of calories that you're eating. They tell you to go on a calorie deficit so that then you can become shredded and cut and have those abs that you always wanted. But that's the wrong way to go about it. The right way to go about it is not to count the calories and just waste precious time. The way to go about it is focus on the quality of the food that you eat when you're not fasting. Really important. Your focus should be on the type and the quality of food that you're eating, not on the amount of calories that you're getting, not on your macros. And the next thing I'm about to say will sound arrogant. I know that. But here's the thing, if I don't give you proof, you're not going to believe in what I say. So just look at me. I have never counted calories in my entire life. I never look at the macros. I never counted calories. I don't take protein powder. I don't take creatine. I don't take steroids. And look at my body. Isn't that just an example of if you focus on the type and quality of the food that you're eating, you'll get the result that you want? But here's the thing, I don't count calories. I don't waste my time on that. I don't waste my time on trying to find supplements or drinking protein powder. But what I do focus on, and I'm really extreme about it, is the quality of the food. I always look at the ingredients. I always make sure there's not some weird chemicals. I'm making sure that I'm not eating Cheetos. I'm not eating any bread, pasta, and I got the result that I want. And I'm going to summarize my whole point here because this is crucial for you to understand. When you're not eating because you want to lose weight and you want to become more shredded and get abs, once you do eat, if you eat garbage food, if you eat the wrong type of food, this is going to be called starving. The reason for this is not because you're doing a prolonged amount of time where you're not eating. The reason why it's called starving is because when you do eat after that, you're eating the wrong type of food, which is not going to give you the elements that your body needs. It's not going to be nutritious. You're going to be missing some things. And then you're going to have health problems. However, if you go on the same extended period of time of not eating, but then you eat the right type of food, this is not starving anymore. This is called fasting. This is where you're going to get all the benefits. You will gain more muscle mass. You will lose body fat, which will give you the abs. You will get an increase in testosterone. You will fix your problems that you have with your microbiome. This is where you get all the benefits. So here's the thing. It's not about the amount of time that you're not eating. It's about when you do eat, what type of food you eat. Because if you eat the right food, then this is called fasting. If you eat the wrong food, then this is called starving yourself. And this is what is happening in the gym community. Because they focus on, okay, just eat less calories, but then they don't tell you what to eat. And that's where everyone goes wrong about it. Because then this is why people have cheat days, because they are basically eating less, they're in a calorie deficit, but then the body doesn't get all the nutritious things that they need because they're eating garbage food. And then on the weekend, the body cannot take it anymore and they just start eating everything. Now that you understand this, I can tell you the secret to getting abs, which is not just work out more and go on a calorie deficit. The secret to getting abs is nutrition. It's when do you eat, it's how do you eat, it's what do you eat. Obviously, you still need to work out. But the biggest factor that will have the biggest impact on your physique is going to be your nutrition. Now, even if you work out a lot, you work out every single day, but you have a garbage diet, and when I say garbage diet, I mean the normal diet that is pushed on us by society. It's the things that the doctor tells you to eat, it's the things that the doctor tells you not to eat, like all the things that you've learned since a young age or what the gym community tells you to eat, just forget about it. Do actually the exact opposite sometimes. So here's the concept. The more garbage that you eat, the harder you have to work out to get those abs. It's still possible to get those abs, but you will have to work out harder to compensate for the horrible diet that you have. However, you can get better results by working out less and just having the right diet. You could work out a lot less, but by having the right diet, you will get abs easily. It will be hard for you to not get abs. Again, I'm not saying this to just boast, but it is incredibly hard for me to not have abs just because I have the right diet. Even though there are moments where, for example, I'm not able to work out as much, I'm still gaining abs and I still have my abs because I have the right diet. So this is important for you to understand. If you want to eat like trash, then expect to work out harder to get your abs. Simple as that. If you're willing to do that, then do it. But again, you're never going to have those defined abs if you don't change your nutrition. And you know what? It's a sacrifice that you have to make. Listen, I don't eat bread, I don't eat pasta, I don't eat cereals, I don't eat any food that I know is unhealthy first. It's really unhealthy. And second, it's gonna make me gain fat. When you don't eat those things, you will get shredded. But again, you have to do a trade-off. It's your choice. You can do whatever you want. So now you're probably wondering what should you eat and how you should eat to get those abs. Here's the thing. You can eat a lot. You could be in a caloric surplus and you're still gonna be losing weight and you're still gonna get those abs. You're gonna gain muscle mass and you're gonna get those abs. Now, this goes against everything that everybody says to you in the gym community because they don't consider how the type of food that they're eating is impacting their body. They're not talking about how it impacts your hormones, how it impacts all the chemicals, the cells in your body, your microbiome. They're not talking about this. They're just saying, oh, calories in, calories out. It's not as simple. You could eat more than you're eating right now and you will be shredded. But again, you have to eat the right food. So what do I mean when I say the right type of food? I already made a video about it explaining in detail what you should eat if you want to lose weight, but I'm just going to give you a summary. Animal-based diet. Simple as that. You're eating everything that comes from animals. Organs, well, the fish, the mussels, the eggs, the butter, the cheese. You eat that, and then you also eat a lot of fruits And if you want to eat veggies, you can eat veggies. I personally have some beef sometimes with veggies for my own reasons, but anyways, that's not the point. Honey, so everything that is just found in nature, that would be fine. Focus on this. But the important thing is you have to look at the ingredients, because the same thing, like for example a piece of meat or a piece of cheese, if you look at the ingredients, sometimes you would find a bunch of chemicals that are the reason why you're still fat, why you're still unable to lose weight. Example, seed oils. They are in everything, in everything. And that's the thing. You could be eating a piece of meat thinking that you're fine, but then it's cooking seed oils like canola oil, palm oil, all those stuff. By the way, meat should be cooked in ghee. Ghee, butter, lard, beef tallow. You should be cooking in those types of natural, saturated fats. That's another thing. They tell you that unsaturated fats are actually better for you because they don't become hard in your blood vessels, and you're not going to clog your blood vessels because they're liquid. This is garbage. This is horrible advice for you. Actually, those oils, which are like canola oil and everything, they're the reason why people are having heart attack. By the way, cholesterol is good for you. Don't listen to your doctor for that. Or listen to him. I don't mind. Like, do whatever you want, but cholesterol is good for you. So, you must eat a diet that is composed of things that come from animals. Again, ghee, beef tallow, like those things all come from animals. And then you eat whole foods like fruits, and if you want to eat veggies, honey. But everything you have to check ingredients, because you could be buying cheese and then you look at the ingredients and you see that there's a bunch of things that will make you fat and they are keeping you fat. But you know what? It's really hard to explain to people. People think that it's just about calories. And if that's what you want to believe, then that's fine. But if you have been believing this for the past years and you're still unable to achieve your goals, maybe if you continue to do that, you will not achieve your goals and you will not get your abs. So, what about you try something new? You try something that I'm in front of you of the camera and I'm telling you, this works. Try it. It's not going to have any negative effect on your health. It's actually going to make you healthier. Just try it. But no, you're too addicted to the lifestyle that you have, to the garbage food that you're eating, and you're not willing to give that up. But then you say, oh, I do everything to get shredded. No, you're not doing everything to get shredded. Because if you did, then you would be shredded by now. At the same time, at the same time, understand that the information that is widespread in the entire gym community is false, and that's why a lot of people are misled. So I cannot say that it's entirely your fault if you're unable to get shredded, because the information that you have been giving is trash. But right now, I'm giving you the information and I'm giving you the tools to get shredded. And if you decide to ignore it, then look, I cannot help you. Like, I cannot help you more than this, to be honest. So it's your choice to make. Do whatever you want. The other thing is, when I say when to eat or how to eat, you must understand, if you're constantly putting something in your body is not going to be burning its own fat reserves. It's going to be just taking the food that you're putting in your stomach. And that's why, if you want to get shredded and you want to lose weight faster, do not snack in between meals. Now, look, I'm not saying you have to go extreme, and personally, I eat once a day and I just fast for like 24 hours and then I have a huge meal. You don't have to do that. But for example, you could eat twice or three times a day. But in between those meals, you don't snack. Because when you're not snacking and your body needs, for example, some type of element, some type of nutritional factor, he's going to start burning its own fat to get what it needs. But the other thing that you must understand is your body is going to struggle in the beginning to burn your fat to get those nutrition factors that it needs, because it never really had to do that because you constantly were feeding your body every single time. Once you stop doing that, your body will start to learn and be more efficient at burning your fat to get everything that it needs. But it takes time. You have to go gradually. But the thing that you can do, like right away, is just focus on the quality of the food. Seriously, eat as much as you want, but just focus on the quality of what you're eating. And then once you do that, start to eat less. Or create a bigger window where you're fasting and then you eat a huge meal. But then also it's gonna be easier for you to fast because when you're eating the right food, you're less hungry afterwards. Because be honest with yourself, after you eat pizza or after you eat pasta, you want to eat in 2 hours, like you're hungry right away. So you're not getting anything that is gonna actually give you energy when you're eating pasta or you're eating pizza or donuts. So I really hope, I genuinely hope this video can actually just wake you up and make you realize that everything that you have been told about nutrition is just garbage. Like genuinely, it's garbage. And you might think I'm arrogant for saying this, but if you want to think I'm arrogant, that's fine. That's fine with me. But at least with this video, I hope that at some point you will think like, let me just try. And once you try, you will see that your life will change forever. Your perspective on nutrition and diet and working out, everything will change. And you will understand that getting abs is actually extremely easy if you decide to do the right thing. But if you decide to simply continue what you're doing right now and you don't want to make a change, you don't want to try something new that I'm telling you is going to work for you, and I'm the living proof of that, and many other people are living proof that it's possible, and it's actually easier to go this way than going to the way where they tell you to actually just sabotage your own health and then not even get the result that you want. And I want to mention one last thing because this just blows my mind. People are willing to listen and to follow the advice of gym influencers that basically got their physique by taking a huge amount of steroids. And when those influencers tell their audience that, hey, just go calories in, calories out, don't focus on the type of food that you eat, as long as you get your calories and your macros, you're going to be fine. And, a lot of people listen to them thinking that, oh, this is the diet to get shredded. And then they're not getting the result that they want. And they're surprised, right? But then, you give them the blueprint of how you get shredded without hindering your health and without taking steroids. And they don't want to listen. But instead, they listen to influencers that basically got their physique by taking steroids, not by following this diet of calories in, calories out. Do you realize how stupid this sounds? Imagine you wanted to build a computer, and instead of asking the guy who actually builds computers how to build your own computer, you would ask the dude who bought his computer from a store. It's the same thing. You're asking on how to get abs to those gym influencers who basically took steroids, and that's why they got their abs. Because without those steroids, they would have probably never gotten their physique. But when a guy who actually got his abs by following a plan and is telling you this plan for free just so you can use it, and you decide to just ignore it, then you deserve to stay fat, you deserve to not have abs. Seriously, like, I cannot help you. I want to help you, but if you're not willing to try things that work and worked for a lot of people and you decide to ignore it, then it's your fault.